The next thing I have is, what is a structured environment like MABY? Why is a structured environment like MABY so important for applying your learning? Okay, okay. With this one, well, it is important because I am a big believer in you practice, but you learn by doing, active doing. It is okay to, um, yes, surviving in diaspora. It doesn't need to be in paid experience. Experience is experience. You have to just have practiced it. And they wouldn't ask you what name of organization you had this many experience from. No, they want to see your CV quite all right, but your CV would be nothing if you walk into that room not being able to defend it. Okay? So, why is a structured environment like MABY so important for applying your learning? Well, it is important because it is different, absolutely different. Um, I am, and I'm not trying to blow our own trumpet here. In fact, let me blow it. Let me just blow that trumpet. We have built here what we believe was not available when we needed it. An opportunity to really become a PM through training, a safe net. So literally, you will be told what to do 20%, and you'll be doing it for us 80%. That is how it works. The secret here is in the series of the lab sessions where we don't just tell you what planning means, for example. No, you will actually be doing the planning. After you've done the planning for us, we will obviously review it and then give you the feedback. And we will only give you just enough at any one time to, we will give you enough at any one time to get you through to the next stage. For example, you will start planning from literally the composition from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. Then we go into the work breakdown structure, the Gantt charting, and all of that. You will do all of those. No, we won't have to tell you about it. So when you need to recount your understanding of planning, you tell me, which one will you remember? The one you have actually done, or the one you read, or the one you were told? Definitely it has to be the one you have done. And this has been a model we have tried over and over for the past 7 years. It's just that, hey, we are the newbie on the social media street, so please, we apologize for that. We are not late. But hey, we just thought there is a room for a real style to delivering a course. And we have series of them, but the first track that we are focusing on for this year is the project management one. So to answer that question, a structured environment like MABY will just give you that avenue to really practice what you have learned, learning through active immersion in the end to end of project delivery. We start from really understanding what the fundamental is, and then we go through the initiation, and then the planning, and then the data. So it is quite different. What advice would you give to someone who feels stuck between theory and action? Well, my advice to you would be to just shake it off. Though theory means nothing if you cannot bring it to life. Okay? Theory means nothing. It's just pretty much like the certification and the application we'll be talking about. Theory, that certification is in theory. It is you proving that you have read it and then you understand what you have read. It is not that you have done it or you are going to do it. It's two different things. So you do just know that you completing a data analysis course does not make you a data analyst. What makes you a data analyst is you actually practicing what you have done. You completing a course does not make you the title or the whatever from that course. It's two different things, except when your thought process begins to change, then you are becoming. Okay? It is like me calling myself a portfolio manager when I'm literally just taking over a project to just fix something on the back, behind the house. It's two different things. Portfolio management is different from project management. It happens in succession, so do not jump the gun. You completing a course does not qualify you to say you are that title for that course. You're doing a BA course does not qualify you as a BA if you have not actually gone through the transition required. The transformation required to become a BA. Like I always say, to become anything, first there has to be a transformation in your thought process, in your reasoning, in your application of in your decision making, handling of the tools. That those transformation needs to happen first. Then the transition can then happen. Okay. I had a person approach me. It's been a few months ago, and this person approached me saying they are looking for a work from home job. And then my first question is, okay, so what skill set do you really want to sell for these people, to these people that you want to work from home for? IT, working from home is a perk of IT. It's not the other way around. You know, IT is not a perk of working from home. You have to have the skill set to leverage first. And then as part of the benefit of you having this skill set, well, one of the advantage of it would be that you get to work from home. People just stop switching to IT because they want to work from home. You know, it's not the reason to join the tech industry. You have to join because you actually want to do a great job. And from you being known for such great job, you get to work from home, you get to work outside the country, you get to have a work-life balance, you get to make a lot of money. Yes, it comes from that, not the other way around. First, you need to be able to acquire your skill. Be patient to acquire the skill. Then you can proceed to wanting to work from home. What if you complete this course and then you didn't get a work from home job? Doesn't mean you had failed. Join tech for the right reason. Join the industry for the right reason. And know this. You hear all of this 500 a day, 700 a day, 900 a day job, this and that. It's to whom much is given, much is expected. To whom much is given, much is expected. Be prepared to come in, be prepared to learn, be prepared to start new. There are roles that are adequately appropriate for a person coming in new. I wouldn't advise you to go chase the daily rate jobs. They are for people that can actually, you can imagine you celebrating, you've now gotten this 500 a day job, and after a week you have been unseated. Do you know they're unseated people? You get unseated. If you can deliver up to your expectation, you get unseated. And you coming in as a contractor, well, that even gives us a good reason to unseat you quickly. I don't mean to scare you, but please stop falling victim to all of this. I won't call them lies. Well, they are true, but those roles are there for people that are adequately experienced to take on such roles. You complete this, what is it called? Data engineering, whatever, in one day. It doesn't mean anybody's going to hand you £900 a day job the next day. They won't. There are certain things that are required of a person that is befitting of that money. Does that money exist? Yes, it does exist. Those money they call are real, but they are there for people that are adequately experienced to take them. They might, if you talk your way through the door, well, it wouldn't guarantee you a daily rate of more than a few days, because they will know. They will know. To whom much is given, much is expected. If we are still talking about £200 a day, 150, £250 a day role, those roles are still junior enough. You can still get you can still talk your way through the door. But make sure that if you are the one that talked your way through the door, make sure you're not the one to go back to home to sleep after a hard day work. After work, you are the one to carry your computer and continue to grind so that you can continue to retain that role. Okay? But there are permanent roles that will allow you the room to learn in a calm ambience. They would overlook a few shortcomings here and there for you to be able to learn. And then after you have learned, why not? Join us. Come and make the daily rates. It's there for everybody. Well, it is quite depressing, you getting this role and getting unseated. I have seen a lot of people getting unseated. It is either one, they went into the market too early. You've gone chasing the money. Do not go chasing the money. Chase your skill. And then you can trade your skill for whatever currency you desire. You can trade your skill for for whatever country, whatever currency you desire. I mean it. You can leverage on that. You can give your terms. You can decline contract. You can look at employers like this and tell them, hell no, confidently. At some point, you'll be the one to actually interview these employers. Believe me when I say so. Believe me when I say so. But acquire your skill. Be grounded in the root of your skill. That is really important. When you have that, yes, survivor in the diaspora, yes, you will remote work. You will change the term of a job advertisement. After they have spoken to you, you will then bring on your own terms. And guess what? They will confer to your plan. They will adjust to your plan. They will accommodate your request because you are that good. Okay. Now, the next question I have is, what's the biggest myth about certification and job outcomes? Well, the myths are a lot. There are certain certifications that are appropriately, inclined towards waterfall environment, and that's the kind of the traditional sort of approach to project management. It is still very much in style, but they are specific to certain industry, like construction, for example. They are still very much waterfall because you have to do one thing before another, Um, but within agile, for example, you have different things like safe agile, different other certifications that are peculiar to that industry, that part of the industry as well. And that is where you kind of do things in a kind of plug and play manner. For example, my organization, MABY Consultancy, is a mix of waterfall for a long time. And then when we began to launch, really, when we switched to agile. And that is why you can see us deploy different many things at the same time. It looks like, some of those things may be impossible, but they have been possible because they have been project managed to life. So they are possible. It's the only reason we will confidently come into the market and start marketing the course for good 2 weeks, and then we go live. And that's it. We've been marketing for a week. We have another week to market, and then we go live, and that's it. It's because we are so sure in the basis that we have set that, well, we don't see anything. This is our route 66 to the market to go live. Like we're going live on the 5th of May. And if you notice, well, you have different training outfit, advertised trainings for months. No, we don't have to do that. We have come here to do teachings. We have come here to, provide solutions to different people. Different tool sets has been held. So we already know that at this point, we are ready to roll out the first official course. So when you look at real life application of this thing, well, it's not necessarily a myth, but it is your understanding of them. Certification does not translate to application to real life thing. So it is not a myth to actually be decoded. It is just a thing to be corrected. All right. When you're talking about certification, there is no organization out there that can tell you that, oh, they do this one 100%. No, they will do it and then pick a lesson here and there within that one, and then look at another one to pick out what what is useful to them. However, well, their framework would always be the one that they have most items from, if that makes sense. And if you look at the whole organization, even different departments in the organization would use different approach that works for them. In the organization that I work with, for example, we have some part of the organization using Scrum. We have other part using DevOps style. We have some using extreme engineering or extreme delivery, XD. So even within an organization, you have different pockets of different, even though they are still doing agile, but different teams are still using different adaptations of agile. I've been involved in a project, for example, not quite long, that was actually doing agile. They were doing agile, and then they decided to, we are switching it from agile to Scrum. And they did. And it's because, well, they are not able to plan to the nitty-gritty of what agile needs for the first few sprints. We are still in kind of discovery phase. So while in discovery, there is no point spending time writing all of these user stories to the very, very detail. It's just a waste of time, because by the time This is exploratory work, for heaven's sake. So by the time you spend so much time writing the detail of requirement that's still going to change, even after you've delivered it, it's still going to change. So what's the point? So they decided to switch it halfway, and so they did. So it is not necessarily a myth to correct. It is just a understanding to know that application is one thing. Organization would always would always do what works for them, and in most time, it doesn't mean they are fully aligning to this particular industry standard. No, they will have to like pick what works for them within one and then look at. And there are some things that they do even that is not even within any framework at all. But because it works for them, they do it. So they do them. The next thing I have here is, what does true application look like in delivery rules? Well, I've covered that. I'm not going to cover it again. How can someone start applying what they've learned, even if they are not hired yet? This question, I like this question. Well, if you're not hired yet, you have to go beyond just the surface. You have to use your imagination. If you are a business analyst, for example, you have to reverse engineer solution that's already existing. Like look at things backwards in layers, for example. That is a creative way of making your way back. If you are a data analyst, for example, there are a lot of data mining sites out there that will give you raw data from different things, TFL data, geology data, different data. It doesn't. Yes, Cynthia. Yes, you can still join. It is still. But I don't know if you can. I'm just not sure. I don't know if you were here when I was addressing you earlier. I don't think I'm able to bring a host in. I'm not just an experienced live what is it called, live TikTok liver, if I may call myself that. I'm not unlocked for co-host yet. But I don't know, maybe we should reschedule our part. Were you able to rectify it? No, I was not able to rectify it. It's just that because I've never come live on TikTok, and for that reason, tap my name and see if it shows you the option. Okay. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. This is my first ever live, and I think that is why it is not allowing me to bring you on. For everybody, Cynthia is supposed to be our co-host for this session, and for some reason I did. You see what I mean? You will give yourself away if you have never done it before. I have never done TikTok live before. And obviously, I didn't know that there is an expectation for you to come live a certain amount of time before you can do all of these things. That's example of how you will give yourself away, graciously in an interview setting because you have not spent time doing this thing before. So apologies, Cynthia. I sincerely apologize for this. I'll probably call you after to, for you to walk me through. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that. So guys, so that was supposed to be our co-host. So apologies to her. Another thing I have is, what's one thing recruiter care more about than your certifications? Well, you will agree with me that recruiters do not really care about anything. Employers do. It's two different things. You see, the recruiters, they are the sales people. They are the sales middlemen. They don't care about what you have or what you don't have. They just want the candidates that their employer would like. That the candidate that would impress their employer enough so that their commission can be guaranteed. So to answer this question, recruiters do not care about anything. It is you that you should think about what will make you more marketable to an employer. This question should have been, what is that one thing that employer care more about than your certification? Well, and I will answer it in that sense. Employers care more about your level of expertise. There is a difference between expertise and experience. Your expertise, you could have grounded years of experience. Expertise and years of experience are two different things. if you expose yourself to many different scenarios within the last 3 months, and then you look at a person that have been doing this job for the last 3 years, they may not have exposed themselves to as much scenarios, as much issue resolutions, critical problem handlings like you have exposed yourself to in the past 3 months. Believe me, if you are a person that knows how to, burn midnight candle, and you build this expertise like an exponential growth, the only measure for your expertise in your interview is in your ability to be able to defend different questions that are thrown at you. Beyond the interview, it is in your ability to be able to defend, to look at your role and grab the bull by the horn. Those are the only two measures of your expertise, really. So if you can do those things, nobody will come by your table to come and say, okay, you've only been doing this for 2 days. No, because they won't even think about it. But by the time you come through the door, and then on day one, you're already committing a lot of professional blunders, a lot of ridiculous mistakes. Obviously, you are opening yourself up to scrutiny. Then they will dig about you. They will want to know. They will ask you obvious questions, and you will fall for it. So what I'm trying to say in essence is there are no shortcuts here. There are no shortcuts. They don't care about anything else beyond you being able to deliver on the job you are being paid to do. And to be able to do that, please know that I hear things like, oh, how can I get an internship? How can I get an internship? Please create avenue for your own internship. Start from yourself. Start from yourself. Be happy working as a one-man team. If you want to know more about how to do that, well, book a meeting with us. Book a free 15-minute session on our website. Create your own internship while you are still looking. Please create opportunities for yourself. We are now in the world where nothing is impossible. Absolutely nothing is impossible. So don't say you are waiting for that opportunity to come. There are lots of videos out there. Even you do as I do. There are lots of do as I do videos where you kind of just follow the steps of a coach or something to just kind of try to understand the flow of a certain thing. You can start from there. Okay, so do not wait for internship opportunities to start building your skill. Can someone with no certificate but clear application land role? Time and time again, I'm an evidence of that. For any of the roles that I've ever been involved in, and I've been involved in quite a lot of them, I never go for a certificate first, ever. My rule is that I will acquire a certificate from the money I start generating from this skill set. For me, maybe because, well, as a contractor, I look at me as I'm a shop. And my approach to this thing is I want to have variety of different products to sell to any business that walks through my front door. So as at the point when I'm actually building this skill, well, I know already what value I'm going to place on it. I always know. So when they come knocking in search for this particular skill, well, it is ready. I always make sure it is ready to sell for whatever price I put on it. But that is my style. So when I make the money off it, then I go and buy the certificate, because that's literally what it is. I'm buying the certificate. The certificate is not a proof that I know the job. No, it is just an icing on the cake. Please chase the cake. Chase the cake. Stop chasing the icing. Chase the cake. All right? I think I have one last one here, and then I will look in the comment section if I have any question that I haven't answered. Finishing the course, I've answered that. Why do you think people still feel unready even after getting certified? Well, for obvious reasons. I've covered it, but I'm going to reiterate again in case the person that sent this is watching. The only reason you'd feel unready after you getting certified is either one, your delivery was rushed, your course delivery was rushed, and you literally just went through the motion of the course. The course was not the course does not actually deliver it's not delivered in a framework sort of style. A framework means like I'm literally giving you my approach to this thing so that you can then reuse it in your own time. And then every time you do it, you arrive at the same result like I did. More like a pre-written mentorship kind of manual. That is what a framework is. Okay? So if you have just gone through the motion of the course, obviously you always come out unprepared or trained but still uneducated, if that makes sense. Right? So you could have gone through the training and acquired this certificate. But if you are still not educated, education means being able to look at a thing on your own, using your own reasoning and implying what the solution or what the answer would be. If you can't do that, then you've literally not been educated. You've not been I don't know how to put it. You've literally just collected the answer from your tutor. They really have not given you the necessary education so that you can go through the same motion and then come out with the same sort of to land the same sort of outcome like they did. Okay, so do I have any other question? Were you able to? No, I've answered that. That was from Cynthia. I don't have any question. If you have any particular question for me for the next few minutes, please add it to the comment section. I will, address it. While I'm waiting for that, let me use this opportunity to tell you that for anyone who's feeling this knowledge gap, yeah, well, our job, our core expertise is to build the bridge for that. We've been marketing for the past 1 week or so, and we will continue to do so for another week. If you look on our page, you'll see a lot of information about it, particularly on our website. We have a lot of information on there. We have a 20 weeks fully immersive project management training course. It is not a teach theory sort of thing. You are a mid-level IT project manager. This is a question from Cynthia, by the way. What certification would you advise a mid-level IT project manager to go for? I would say go for a safe agile. Go for safe agile in secured environment. And that's pretty much for like scaled up such sort of agile delivery. It goes beyond you just doing the sprint planning and you doing stand-ups, and it goes beyond that. It actually gives you what the future should look like in a scaled up sort of organization. So if you can afford that, and you already have your technical, like you said, mid-level IT PM. So this PM already have you already have the, basis kind of covered. So why not aim higher? Once you do that, then you are literally going into more like a strategic sort of project management. You are becoming beyond just delivering one piece of IT solution here and there. You are bringing on that, you are getting into that program portfolio sort of delivery sort of zone. But obviously, we will look at it from an agile standpoint first, then it trickles down to what the normal IT delivery will do over time. So where those decisions are being made, then you can begin to aim to those positions. I hope that clarifies things here. Any other question, guys? I don't have any other question. So, as I was saying, our 20 weeks on project management course, it doesn't teach theory. It has different facets to it. It has different facets to it. The training part is one part. In fact, is the littlest part of it. You have the biggest. I think for me, my favorite part, and my previous delegates, they beg to differ, but they always agree in the end. Because when we talk about it after course, you hear them going, "Oh, where can I go to the market? I'm ready to go to the market now. I'm so geared up." And then I ask them, "No, wait, we haven't done the anchoring." And then when we start the anchoring, they go, "Oh, maybe you are right." In fact, me going to the market is a complete failure, because the anchoring session is where you kind of translate what you've learned to what it looks like in real life. And I'm not talking about theory here. I'm talking about us diving into the things we have learned and then going into the market to see what it looks like and then coming on to do it and then asking you now, do you know what risk management is? So you will not be answering that question the same way you answered it the first time, just from what you have learned in class. That's one. For every single module of ours, they have a lot of immersive lab sessions in them. So you are coming out of the course with your own set of portfolio, really. You have your own set of artifacts to show your journey through the course. And then guess what? After the course, you are assigned an internship level project where we then create this diversified portfolio for different candidates. Because the first time you're doing it, everybody is kind of building the same sort of portfolio because everybody is following the same program. But your dedicated internship level project is for you. So at that point, you are recreating the portfolio, but for your project. And of course, with us beside you to mentor you through that. You use real tools, you use real practice, and a clear pathway to job readiness. I'm not telling you that day one after the course, you are ready to go and take this £500 a day job. No, it doesn't work like that. You are leaving the job. You are leaving actually it's a job before the job. You are leaving the course with your own framework to delivery so you can redo it. You can keep practicing while you are looking. You can keep building this. You can keep, and every time you do it, please send it over to us. You are a member of a community. We have MABY Safe Space where you have your community members, you have me. Anything you have done, please drop it in there. We will criticize it. We will give you constructive criticism. We will always give you feedback on your work because we never go for the big class size. Our class size has always been 10. And for this year, because obviously we are scaling up, we are here, we've kind of extended to 15, and that's all it's going to be. Okay, so I have this notification that this live would come to an end in 5 minutes. So thank you very much for everyone that has been here, every single person that dropped in to join us. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. Please drop us a line, drop by our page, follow us if you are not already. Engage with our content, share it with people who might be interested in it. If you're a person that is still sitting on the fence, whether or not this project management thing is for you, please book a session with me. Go on to www.mabyconsultancy.com. Let's really assess if it's a good fit for you or not, because I won't want you to miss out on the future. Because really, tech is going nowhere. It is going nowhere. Every single industry out there partners with tech industry. Be it chef, what is it called? The nutrition or the food industry or the entertainment industry. There is no industry out there that does not have any affiliation with the tech industry. So we are here for the long run. The question is, what do you want to take out of it? Okay. And to our co-host, Cynthia, thank you very much for being here. I'd pick up the topic accordingly. On that note, thank you very much to our audience. I will be doing more of this. Obviously, it's my first time, so I apologize if I've committed any blunders on here. So I completely apologize for that. On behalf of me and MABY, we apologize. So if you're not already following us, please follow us. Join us. If you have any question, drop it to us. We are always quick to respond. On that note, let's bring it to a close. Thank you.